Let's talk about digital privacy. Now, I know it sounds like this huge, complicated, maybe even kind of scary topic. But what if I told you it really just boils down to one simple thing: control. And today, we're going to figure out how you can take back control of your digital life. But first, I have a question for you. Seriously, just think about it for a second. From the moment your eyes open this morning, how much of your personal story have you already shared without ever saying a single word? The answer is probably a lot more than you think. Let's just walk through a totally normal morning, right? You know that alarm app on your phone? It's not just waking you up. Chances are, it's logging how well or how poorly you slept. Then you do that quick 5-minute scroll through social media while the coffee brews. Well, you've just handed over a perfect snapshot of your mood, your interests, what makes you laugh. And that free Wi-Fi at the coffee shop? Yeah, it comes at a price. Your browsing activity. Every single tap, every click, it's all telling a story. All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to take a closer look at what your average digital day looks like. Then we'll get a solid definition of what digital privacy even is. After that, we'll follow those digital breadcrumbs you're leaving, explore the real-world consequences, and this is a big one. And then, most importantly, we'll get into how you can actually protect yourself. So we just peeked into the morning, but that's really just the beginning. This invisible story, this data trail, it doesn't stop. It follows you all day long, with every search, every tap, every single minute. So let's get right to it and ask the big question: what is digital privacy? This is so important because there's this huge myth out there that wanting privacy means you must have something to hide. And honestly, that could not be more wrong. At its very core, digital privacy is about being in the driver's seat. It's about autonomy. It's your ability to control your own information, to decide what you share, who you share it with, and how they get to use it. Think of it like your own home. You get to decide who comes in the front door, right? It's the exact same idea. And this right here is maybe the most crucial point to understand. Privacy is not the same thing as secrecy. You close the blinds in your living room for privacy, not because you're running a secret spy operation in there. It's about having your own space, setting your own boundaries. And that's a totally normal human need that applies just as much to your digital life. Okay, so let's put on our detective hats for a minute and follow those data breadcrumbs. Because every single thing you do online, it leaves a little trace, and all those traces add up to create a surprisingly detailed digital footprint, a story all about you. Let's break down how some of these seemingly innocent actions become valuable data. You use a map app to get to a new restaurant? Well, that app now knows exactly where you were, how fast you got there, and it's storing that history. You like a photo of a cute dog? Bam! Advertisers now have a better picture of your interests. Your late-night Google searches? They're practically a window into your brain. And yeah, even that grocery store loyalty card is busy building a massive profile on every single thing you buy. And when you look at the numbers, it's pretty wild. A full 65%. That's the lion's share of the data being collected about us is our location and our browsing habits. I mean, that's basically a map of where you go and a diary of what you're thinking about. Okay, so that brings us to the most important question of all. So what? Why does any of this actually matter? What are the real, tangible consequences of all this data being collected all the time? Well, first, let's just follow the money. Your data is incredibly valuable. The entire industry built around buying and selling our personal info is worth a whopping $350 billion. Let that sink in. In this economy, you and your data, you are the product. And yeah, we've all had that moment. You're talking about wanting a new pair of shoes, and suddenly ads for those exact shoes are everywhere. It's creepy, for sure. But I'm telling you, that is just the very tip of the iceberg. The real impact runs so much deeper. These digital profiles that are being built about you can be used to make major decisions that affect your life. For example, some algorithm might look at your purchase history, see a lot of late-night takeout, and decide you're a higher risk for health insurance. Or a potential employer could use your social media footprint to screen you out of an interview. Your data isn't just sitting in a server somewhere. It's actively influencing your opportunities. And it gets even more subtle than that. This data is used to curate the world you see online. Your social media feed, your news results, even your search suggestions, they are all being tailored to what an algorithm thinks you want to see. And over time, this can create these invisible filter bubbles that just reinforce what you already believe. And it can literally shape your perception of reality without you even realizing it. Okay, I know that all sounds pretty intense, but the goal here isn't to make you want to throw your phone in a lake. It's to empower you. So let's get to the good part. The simple, concrete steps you can take, like right now, to start taking back that control. Honestly, you can make a huge difference in just 5 minutes. First thing, go through your app permissions. Ask yourself, does that silly game really need access to my contacts and microphone? Probably not. Shut it down. Second, use a private browser that automatically blocks trackers. Third, dive into your social media settings. I know, they make it complicated on purpose, but it is so worth it to limit who sees your stuff. And fourth, an easy one. Just go into your phone's main settings and turn off ad personalization. Boom. And if you want to level up your privacy game, here are a few power-ups. A VPN is like a privacy cloak for your internet connection. A password manager is an absolute must-have for creating strong, unique passwords you don't have to memorize. Use encrypted messaging apps so only you and the person you're talking to can read your chats. And finally, get a burner email for all those random signups and newsletters to keep your main inbox clean and track-free. So we've covered a ton of ground today, from the invisible data trail you leave every morning to the simple tools you can use to protect it. But all of this really leads to one final massive question we all have to grapple with. Is protecting our privacy just our own personal responsibility? Or is it something more? A fundamental human right that should be protected for everyone? That's the real debate that's going to shape our future.